they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golazo Matchday 48 Nations. Argentina sealed the deal 2-0 over Australia thanks to a brace from the one and only Lionel Messi. I'm your host, Darian Jenkins, joined by Troy Deeney, Nigel Reo-Coker, and Mike Grella. All right, gentlemen, Argentina do it. Messi, the inevitable. What do we make of this game?
I watched the game from start to finish. I see a team that in Argentina that wants to compete. All the things we said about before. And then what I think the thing that they do is huge is manage moments in the game. And I think you need to in a tournament with this many games, but also in a tournament against bigger clubs from different countries that have different playing styles. If I were to ask you, and we watch football every single day in the studio, if I were to ask you what's Argentina's playing style, it'd be hard for you to find me an answer. What's their formation? It'd be hard for you to give me an answer. Where does Messi play? It'd be hard for you to give me an answer. Because at some point when they were winning 1-0, they were a little bit lower. Other parts of the game, they were a little bit higher. They pressed higher up the field. Other parts of the game, they slowed things down. Other parts, they went fast. There's so many experienced, smart guys on the pitch that just want to win, that understand this is my role today. This is what I have to do today. There's a play where Rodrigo de Paul goes down the sideline. It's a good bit of play. He goes down the sideline. He looks up. He finds only one number in the box. Cruyff turns it, boom. They go back around the back, and they slow things down again. How many other guys just go, hopefully, let's rip it in there. Let's whip it in that area. Let's get it across the box. They just all on the same page. So for me, they're a scary team. They're scary. And then Messi obviously gets his brace. Probably could have been more because obviously he misses the penalty as well. So you're talking about he starts 2 games. He could have had 6 goals in 2 games. So,
just to add to Grella's point, amazing. For me, we just watch football in its purest form. That for me is how I'll describe it. That is football in its purest form. When you talk about intelligence, the play, the different aspects of the game, how it is, because I say that because you compare it to the modern game. We sit and watch so many games. We watch these teams. Everyone wants to play out the back. Then they get to the final third. Wingers not taking defenders on. Always coming inside now. All these overcrowding and underlaps and stuff. Argentina there just played football in the old school way that I used to watch. No fear, physical, sharp, great passing, great intelligence. And like Grella said, you don't have one specific style of play. You can't say that they stick to this principle or this blueprint of this is what they do, this is their patterns of play. No, go and play. Go and play football like you used to play in the streets or in the park and how you use. And you can see that the freedom that they have, the love for the game that they have as individually, collectively as a team, they're phenomenal. And again, we talk about how they play and everything. I've got to give credit to Lionel Scaloni. Scaloni, the manager, for me, is a vital part of that because that is a manager's responsibility because you're dealing with so many egos, so many players, play for very competitive teams where they're competing against each other at club level, and then they come together and they realise this is for Argentina. This is bigger than whatever club you're playing for. This is what we're here together. Pack of wolves, and they really show that, and everything and all of that always stems from a manager. This is someone who's had an opportunity to manage and coach, so he knows what it's like and how difficult that is. But to get those players, and this is top-level players, to be focused and united like that, you have to have a strong manager in place for what he's done to implement that in the camp and in the team for everyone to buy into it. So it's also credit to the manager and what he's done.
Yeah, it's a full team collective. I think, going back to Grella's point there, to have a group of experienced players who understand, okay, what we need to do in this moment is this, or what we need to do in that moment is that. While that's great management and that's just experience, you can't buy that. They from winning the last World Cup, all these players have gone on to have wonderful careers, moves, all of the fun stuff, but they've all learned, okay, we know how to win and deal with each moment of every part of the game. Again, tactically as a coach, you'll try and break things down. Oh, the ball's in this side of the pitch, here's what you do. They go, don't worry, coach, we know what to do. We got this covered. And the best part about it, for all of the fancy play, all of the great stuff that they did, when you see the second goal and you see arguably the greatest player of all time miss his shot, but then he's the first to react and scores a slide tackle. Think of all the goals he scored and the great ones we talk about, the ones in the top corner, the free kicks. He scores a slide tackle because he wants it more than everybody else. So when one of the greatest players you've ever seen of all time is slide tackling and willing to do that, the rest of your group goes, no problem. I'll do as I'm told. I could be a team member because that's what he does. And
the leadership aspect of it.
And I just think everybody else, like any young kid watching, any young coaches that are watching and listening, don't just show kids about, oh, look at his technical ability. Look at his desire to want and win. Look at his enthusiasm to still be going, no worries, guys. Even after he scores his second, tries a little nutmegs, gets fouled, wants his third. The appetite for more is what separates him from everybody else.
Especially being able to overcome missing the penalty in the first half. I mean, that was huge, but it feels like watching Argentina, there's never a doubt that they're not going to score.
He's
even
the
with that.
Thanos of football, isn't he? Like, he's inevitable. That's a comic book reference.
I know who Thanos is. I know who Thanos is.
There's more to us younger people. That's all I was
I
trying
know
to
who
get.
Thanos is, right? The Avengers, I know.
Yes, there we go, mate.
Okay.
But he is. And again, also that other part, like you think back to legends like Michael Jordan talking about the amount of shots he missed. He's the best, but he always misses those shots. And Wayne Gretzky missed all the shots I never took. If you want to be great, if you want to be in this position of scoring, you're going to miss more than you score. It's part of the game. It's how you handle it. And, Messi's not got the greatest penalty record, which is fine because he's unbelievable. But, of the 7 taken in World Cup finals, he's, as you can see there, scored 4, missed 3. 2 of them have been saved, so you could probably argue that he hasn't really missed. But this one, missing the target, it's a hard one for any player to take because give him that another 100 times, 99 times, he either scores or he hits the target at least. And I just think that maybe is one Achilles heel, that penalties are not his thing, but it's amazing.
Probably like 5 of those penalties, too, were in Saudi Arabia, so not even penalties, but that's also part of the stat.
It's crazy to say it, though, but even though when he missed the penalty, you get a little bit of the reaction, but you just think to yourself, he really and truly doesn't bother him. Like that's what these top players are like. You miss early in the game, it's probably like, okay, we're still going to win the game. You could just tell that he's got that belief and that confidence, and that's what all these top players do. The top players that I've been fortunate to play with and stuff like that, they've just got this extra belief in themselves. Even in so-called high-pressure moments, they just never doubt themselves. And for most people sitting there thinking, oh, my God, you just missed a penalty in a World Cup game, we need to win, and there'll be pressure on, oh, how do you feel, how you do react? Top players, they're not fazed. Those type of things there do not faze them the slightest bit. Because there's always that belief and confidence to say, more game to play, we're going to get...
the best part about it? If there's another penalty today, tomorrow, next week...
We'll take it.
I'm taking it.
100%.
No, it's not over. I'm taking it. Don't worry about it.
There's no debate. He's taking it. That's about it. But it's credit again. I mean, like Grella said, you really have to take Argentina serious. You have to take them serious now with that performance. Even though at times they look vulnerable at the back, and give credit to Austria, because Austria did try to make a game of it. Austria did try to put them under pressure. Yeah. But Argentina stood strong. Defensively, there was that desire not to concede a goal. And I could not see Austria getting a goal in this game. With just the collectiveness of how Argentina played, you just couldn't see it. And that's something you can take as confidence moving forward in the tournament as well.
Was he 38 years old?
Yeah.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. I'm 39. Can't move. If I get up off the couch, I have a pain in my heel. I can't. I have trouble until blood gets there. I can't get to the door. I think we're overlooking this guy. I think in 10, 15, 20 years' time, I think we'll talk about him and be like, remember when we used to get to watch him play week in and week out? Remember when we used to get to watch him compete in World Cups? What he's doing at 38 is crazy. And Troy, to speak to his point about the desire to do things, yes, that's there. But also, he's quick. He gets to the ball first because he looks quick. At 38 years old.
Yeah, and then I was going to say, was it 12 of his 18 goals came after the age of 35?
After the age of 30, bro.
After the age of 30. After the age of 30.
They told you to start, and you still
Stay away.
After the age of 30.
Hey, know your bread and your butter, bro. Tackle and pass, bro.
Nigel, I love that you went for it.
Head it, kick it. Head it, kick it.
Behave.
No, but talking about even the pressure that this man has. You're talking about his age, the pressure that he carries for his country, but also before this, we're all saying, is he going to break the record? Is he going to tie Miroslav Klose's record? And he not only breaks it, he extends it. 18 goals now. The highest goal scorer in the Men's World Cup. He surpasses Marta on the women's side with 17. I mean, Grella, we were talking during the break before we started at where could he possibly finish with this World Cup? How many goals?
Does he play in the next game? I don't know, because they've qualified, maybe not. Then you think 32, 16, 8, So there's 4.5 more games left for him. I could see him scoring a goal a game, if not more. So if you put 4 or 5 more goals on there, you're at 23, 22.
They've got 4 in 2.
Well, yeah, okay. But they're
going to face tougher opponents, maybe. Then yes,
it's got 5 and 2.
Remarkable achievement, unbelievable when you look at it again. And then this is 6 World Cups for him. The one person still on that list we just saw there who potentially could probably break it all again is Kylian Mbappe. I think he's
I was going to say
could definitely go up and
I was going to say he's actually inadvertently making Mbappe's legacy greater as well, because Mbappe now has that person to catch in live time.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else on the list is retired. So Mbappe got, okay, he scored 3. Mbappe gets 2 in the first round. In the second round...
And he's capable of it as well. That's the thing.
He scored 2. He must be going into the game, you know, later on today going, oh, it's a rack. Can I get 4? Can I get 5? And, you know, that's what ultimately is helping Kylian Mbappe's case. But listen, let's talk about it. This guy's just a freak.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's
just a freak. 38 years of age. As I said, Grella's feeling the pain. I'm feeling the pain. Everyone here is feeling the pain.
I'm 31 and I'm feeling
for yourself.
Everyone
I never said anything about pain. It's fine. I'm good. I did my kettlebell.
We've seen you move, bro.
Seen me what?
We've seen you move.
I did my kettlebell exercise this morning. I'm fine. Okay. I was going to say what's great as well, Darren, about this generation and Messi is the fact of this is the digital generation. So you're going to be able to see Messi for such a long time. Compared to us, my generation, I know Troy's laughing right now. I was VHS. Technology has changed and moved on
TV?
now. So now, no, you had to come to the ground to watch us play. That's the difference.
Read
The
about
legends
it in
have
the
gone
paper.
before us. Exactly.
Nigel got a 5.
5 tackles, 4 lost balls.
Have we finished? Can we get some composure now?
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. It was all the previous generation and the greats that we saw. You had to go to the stadium. It was newspapers, like these guys said, and VHS. The thing with what Messi and Ronaldo and all these generations do, and even Troy as well, is it's digital now. It's going to live forever. The technology is going to be there. You're going to get to see it. So even people who didn't get to see Messi play are going to have the luxury of being able to watch it all from a digital standpoint compared to previous generations that you had to go to the stadium to watch, and you can't get as much.
And I think that's why people don't understand just how great Klose's record was and Ronaldo, R9's records were, because they didn't get to see.
They didn't get to. Football hadn't exploded as it is now.
Now you could be anywhere in the world, watch it on your mobile device, and just be like, oh, okay, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Carry on with the rest of your day. So no, his greatness is right up there. I still see a few weaknesses in this team though, with the likes of Otamendi playing centre back. I know Grella was talking earlier. He sees them as so far just based on what they've done, arguably that top bracket of France, Spain, and now Argentina. I still worry. The games come quicker and faster as you get later on in this competition. Can those older bodies be calm and rest and recover quick enough when you're coming up against the likes of maybe in England, but even a US, dare I say, fast, young, fresh team that's like, we want it. I just wonder whether they can.
Does Argentina have the depth to do that?
They've got some good options in the bench. I can understand where Troy is coming from defensively. There are some vulnerabilities, but again, that's more of a specific nation that they're facing and how you'd isolate certain individuals to say, as a manager or a coach, that's my weakness there. That's what I'll go for. Like Romero, good defender, but you can get under his skin. You can wind him up where he can lose his cool, get an early booking or get a red card. Those are the games within the game we can see, but that's all been individual managers who can see and identify where they want to play, who they want to play. And I think that backline could definitely be questioned as a bit of a weakness.
I'll ask you all a question. Do you think Argentina has a chance to win the World Cup, like an outside chance?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, let me just couple that question with this. What about if Messi, God forbid, got injured?
No.
Tomorrow.
You think he's one of the...
We talk about depth, right? Your question was about depth.
Yeah.
They are deep in a sense that they've got enough guys at a decent level, but if they lose Messi, they're a totally different team to me.
They're a different team.
They're a good team.
They're a good team.
But for me, they go outside of the realm of going to win it.
Also,
Messi's a match winner.
No fear factor. He raises everyone.
Yeah, he does. He's a match winner for them. That's the biggest thing for him. He's a match winner. But I still would say, as the team aspect, I still think that they still would have a good chance. Because you still
to win the World Cup without Messi?
I still think so. I wouldn't go against it. I still think so. Because I like I said, I've said it before, I like the team dynamic of what they are.
Let me reframe the question to you then. So you're the coach of the opposition team, right?
Yeah.
your team talk when Messi, again, the way you break it down for when you're dealing with Messi, or you're dealing with team without Messi, which is the more difficult to do?
Obviously, with Messi, it's the more difficult one to do, for sure.
So with
but
that...
still, we've seen some results that have surprised a lot of people in this World Cup. So we're talking about Argentina now with experienced players, top-class players. Yes, I know there's no Messi, but still you have to give that respect to say that they can still get there through the whole team dynamic and
last superhero reference. You know when Superman puts his cape on? He puts his cape on and everyone gets a little piece of it, little touch and go, oh, I think I'm Superman. Everyone else's game raises that much
100%.
because he's on the pitch. When he's not there and all that spotlight's on you now to deliver, I'm not sure.
Who touches Superman when he puts his cape on?
He's a huge part of what they're doing.
He puts his cape on and he flies out.
He's in all the comics.
Touches Superman.
Messi is not a piece of what they're doing. Messi is what they're doing.
Yeah.
He's the whole thing. The whole project.
I never dispute that.
But if you're going to do a project and you're missing the biggest piece of it, you're going to be it's going to be a team there competing, but it's going to be a different team.
I'm just going on the eye test. I understand what you're saying, but like I said, I still feel with the team dynamic and other players that they've got there in Alvarez that they still have good enough quality to get there.
Soon anyway, aren't you?
What?
Well, everyone, this is a really deep Argentinian team, and since losing their opener in 2022, Argentina have scored 2 goals in every World Cup match they have played in. Stick with us. We are going to be talking more coverage of this World Cup next.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Golazo Match Day. 48 nations, everyone. Look at the scenes outside of the stadium in Dallas as Argentina win over Austria with a brace from the Argentinian legend, Lionel Messi.
Wow.
I mean, where's Nico in all of this? You think he's in the center?
No, he's in the posh seats, don't worry. But that is what football's all about right there. You can't get a ticket, let's be outside, let's have a tear up together. Love it.
Talk about an identity of a nation. That is there. That's just commitment of the highest level, man. That's just
one just did a baby gender reveal there as well.
Troy, you're cracking me up. Well, we've talked Messi, we've talked Argentina. Let's talk about Austria because they put up a fight. They limited Argentina in a lot of ways and had some moments of being threatening, but where does this team go from here?
Austria, a good team, organized team. They know exactly how they want to play, what they want to do. I think they lack dynamism. I think they lack being able to change gears and, like, you know, a plan B, like they're down 1-0 today, how to do it. They have to rely on a set piece or a moment, you know, a mistake from the other team. So I think although it's a very good team, organized, European, old school European side, I think they're very limited in what they can do in the tournament moving forward.
Yeah, I think as well for a lot of these teams, we're seeing a lot of them now being able to play out from the back, well organised, well structured, focal point through the middle. Who's that goal scorer? They get into great areas and then it's like hopeful.
Yeah.
Everything else, isn't it? But build out from the back is deliberate. We know what we're doing. Into midfield, deliberate. We know what we're doing. Get into the forward areas. It's like, I hope, maybe, if. And that's where I think a lot of these teams now are starting to struggle.
It's similar to what you said earlier, missing that creativity up top that's the X factor for the teams that are the favorites.
Great canvas, lacking an artist. That's Austria. They've got a great canvas in the team, but just lacking that artist. I'm sorry, what? That actually makes sense. So is that too much for your brain?
Great. It's great. Great point.
Did that catch you off guard?
It made sense. That's why it caught me off guard.
Yeah,
but
good one, mate. That's what it is. It's brilliant. Not seriously, honest, as a team, brilliant canvas. Just lacking that artist now. That's what they need, that difference maker, someone to paint that picture.
Oh, nice, you're on a roll. I like that.
I like it too.
They might feel a little hard
I just
done.
thought it was funny. I never heard you say stuff like that. It was pretty good.
Poetic. They might feel a little hard done, though, by the referee because McAllister did get into a collision with Schläger that ended up leading into Messi's first goal. And we're going to bring in our CBS Sports rules analyst, Christina Unkel. Christina, thank you for joining us. What did you make of that foul? Well, could have been potential foul from McAllister and Schläger, and why didn't the referee initially call it?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you all that my gut is that it's most likely a foul. And what I say by my gut is most likely a foul. When you saw it live, the big camera angle zoomed out, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, that's a simple foul. Then you're like, oh, all right, fourth official's not going to indicate it. Referee has moved on. And then the one camera angle that we're all able to see, because trust me, we don't have any kind of secret camera angles than everybody else, but we get the world feed, is this one low mid camera angle that is like half cutting towards it already after the contact is made, and then it moves away and it's in a slow motion. So everything about it feels like a foul. My initial gut reaction is that it's a foul. I wish I had another angle or two. They have another angle or two in the VAR room. But I do think most likely it's probably a foul in the attacking phase of play that VAR would have checked, by the way, but had determined it wasn't a clear and obvious error. My gut says it's a foul, that the goal shouldn't have counted and it would have been taken back. I say that and I leave it there because I know probably no one's ever going to talk about this foul moving forward after, unless you're on the conspiracy train that FIFA's throwing it for Argentina.
Christina, I think you've had some dodgy sushi because your tummy's telling you something wrong. It's never a foul. It's so soft. And also as well, like, there needs to be an element now of like, not all contact is a foul. I think you told me that not too long ago, actually. And he just a little bit of contact, and he went down too easy. If you look at the one still, he never actually sets his feet, the player who goes down. He's kind of a jumping motion. As soon as he gets touched from McAllister, his knees are already bent. He's already going down for a foul. So, unfortunately, like always, I disagree with you.
There's a little bit like the NBA and what a foul used to be and what a foul is now. It's also like, I don't know if you knew this though, in the NFL, the cornerback used to be able to touch the wide receiver the whole way.
Yeah,
he used to be able to have hands on the whole way and just push him and do whatever he wanted. Then obviously they changed it that you can't touch him or else it's pass interference, right? The game seems like it's trending in a way that's going to like create more moments to get softer and softer and softer, or to create more goals or whatever. But in this scenario, it's just softer. Like if I'm a neutral watching the game, and I've watched almost every single World Cup game so far, the games that I enjoy watching are the ones where the referee doesn't blow the whistle soft. Like if we start calling these fouls, And again, I haven't seen all the great angles, right? But if we start calling those fouls and start going back and taking goals away because of those fouls, I think I think that's the wrong direction. It's too soft. You want to see, as a neutral fan, you want to see more contact in our game. I think the best games are when there's a ton of contact that's not dirty, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, it was a football play. It was too soft to go back and take away a goal, I think.
Christina, to Troy's point, the player was in the air as he received the physical contact. Is that any sort of factor into why it wouldn't be called?
Yes and no, right? So, I mean, Troy's not wrong in the sense that there's consideration. And like I said, there's always going to be debate. And that's why I wish I had a couple more angles into this. But it's like, once you step into that space and that place, it's you and the ball, and then the person's coming from behind you and making that contact, right? That's what I mean by it doesn't have to be a severe foul to take it away. Now, where Grella's saying is he's saying, like, this simple, small touch, I don't think outweighs or justifies taking away a great goal, right? That, yes, was in the attacking phase of play. There was, I think, 2 sequences before it came back, and then Messi finally cleared it, like, hit it into the back of the net. So that is where the sentiment people are getting from is, like, saying the goal is here and the foul is here, in the sense of, like, and that's why they're struggling with this one. So, by the way, Grella, great on the NFL rules thing. Like that's awesome. I wasn't expecting you to know that one, but like I can appreciate that balance of what you guys want to see versus, like we say, like, does a crime fit the punishment and vice versa, right? Does the small, simple foul miss justify taking back away a beautiful goal that everybody loves? And you know what we have seen, like if you saw the last Scotland game, that official let anything go, right? You have 2 potential Scotland penalties. I argue the second one is more than the first one because he's coming from behind, but like what we've seen in this World Cup, not just in this play, but in the subsequent, in quite a number of plays, is they're just letting people go. Where before they're having more of a Premier League mindset than they traditionally do in more of a UEFA or previous FIFA tournaments, where they're letting people get away with more contact than they historically used to. And so when you go back and forth from Pro League to FIFA competition and what they've done historically, and it's the same individuals, right? It's still Massimo, it's still Colina that are leading the charge. You kind of sit there and you're like still trying to figure out, and I know it feels like we've been here forever, but we just started second group games. It's like, where is your threshold on the FIFA referees? And it can depend on who you are. And this is a huge assignment for Omar, the referee. This is his first ever World Cup assignment. He's done qualifiers, but that's a huge game to give this individual. His first game is Argentina with all of this historic side on it. So sometimes we say maybe not the referee's bad, but maybe the assignment's bad. But that's another conversation for another day.
Christina, I'm actually going to give the refs some credit. I thought he actually refereed it pretty well today. You don't hear me say that very often. But just in general, with the World Cup, I actually feel like we've had less VAR controversy than normal. Just want to get your opinion on that. What's changed between the World Cup and, let's say, the Champions League, where we argued every week, it felt like, about that?
Yeah, so I do attribute this more to professional league football versus tournament football. And we've talked about this on CBS before about like how it's not just refereed a little bit different, but it's also played a bit differently by the players, right? So players aren't getting stuck into certain challenges, and where we're always negotiating and like, is this VAR, is this not, et cetera, is very subjective calls, which are either serious foul play or reckless tackles and stuff, right? I mean, we all complain about offside, but that is what it is. But, I think in these tournament plays, what I've seen is also players not committing types of challenges that they traditionally will do in professional domestic football, or even in Champions League, where it's a whole series, right? They have plenty of games. I've not seen them create those types of fouls. They understand the impact a yellow card would have, right? A second yellow card. Now it's like we're already into the games and we're all looking at who has the second yellow card, how does it affect strategy? So I also think it's curbing how players are playing. And so because we're not having as many subjective decisions based on players' behavior, is what's not creating as much controversy on the VAR saying, do I send that down? Do I not send that down, right? Or probably our biggest controversial moment with VAR was the France recommendation by VAR, US VAR, Armando Villarreal, and the referee not taking that VAR recommendation, right? That's probably our biggest controversial moment at this point. But I really do think it's how the players are playing and, how they play differently in a tournament like this than they would otherwise.
Christina, final one from me, because the other guys can't bother to talk to you, so I'll just keep doing it. No, the sending off of Almiron, where he's covered his mouth, and obviously that's now a red card. I totally understand why we worked the Champions League game, Benfica versus Real Madrid, where this rule has essentially been, created from that. There's a part of me that's like, I understand it, and there's another part of me that's like, is that what, can we give red cards in World Cups for that? I just wonder whether you could help me find like the refined balance of where is the right line. Obviously, we don't want anyone being abused or racially abused at that, but there's got to be
don't cover your mouth. There you go.
But if you've been doing it for 10 years anyway,
don't do it. Don't cover your mouth. You get told.
That's
you
like
get
saying,
warned.
that's
Don't
saying
cover
like
your
to
mouth.
you. Then don't make a slide tackle when you've been doing it.
You got a big mouth in your opinion, Aid. If you got something to say, you're just going to say it. Same way.
I'm not these. I was going to say something else. These players. But my point, what I'm saying is, if you've been told, the way you tackle for 10 years is like this, and how many players after game speak covering their mouth, do all of this different stuff. Now all of a sudden we're saying you can't do it very quickly. How do we find the line between what's being abusive and what is two guys talking or saying something you don't want the cameras to pick up? That's all I'm trying to ask. I don't know why Nigel decided to get involved. Sorry, Christina, please go.
No, but this is what I love, right? Like to hear you and Nigel have two completely different approaches. It's the same thing. I've actually been asking a lot of ex-football players, right? I'm surprised you guys aren't drinking bourbon while you guys do this show, but I've asked every ex-player, like, how does this feel for you? Because from the officiating standpoint, like, it's a bit frustrating because you're now putting the responsibility and the onus on the official to make this decision. And I do feel like it's a little bit of a scapegoat for match commissioners and leagues or federations to say, hey, the referee, it's up to the referee to do it. I'm not going to be managing this anymore. We're just going to give the referees the power. So now it's like the referees have to sanction something, like it's like you're guilty without knowing what the foul and abusive language is, right? Because I'm a dork. I looked at Article 14 of the FIFA disciplinary statutes, blah, 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 blah. I am that person. And this is under foul and abusive language, right? But I'm like, what is, like, this in and of itself is by de facto now considered foul and abusive language in keyword controversial situations, mass confrontations, right? So people have been missing that point. They're like, they're doing this. And I'm like, yeah, but it's post game, right? And no one's fighting. But it's just like, for me, I don't fully like it. It's a very easy black and white execution.
What is it solving?
It's supposed to prevent people from foul and abusive language and discriminatory language, right? Like, so you reference, Benfica, Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr. It's supposed to prevent that. Now, will it 100% prevent it? I mean, I think Almiron he had a bad tournament. He had that one, and he had, where he, the embellishment that he had in the first game against the U.S. and first time, and I don't think actually that's how the law was supposed to be used, but now they like it, so they're going to say that's how it was supposed to be used. That foul coming out and a yellow card switch, like, it was like I felt like that team wasn't listening to the laws, like when the referees came in and said don't do this, because they did everything they're not supposed to have done, including like taking their time in throw-ins and such. So at the end of the day, I mean, we all saw it, right? That's like a shot against the bow. Like, no one's going to do that again. They just saw Almiron, just basically he's gone. His World Cup tournament is gone. Because the foul and abusive language is a 3-game suspension. It's similar to violent conduct. So it's now done. So now people aren't going to not even think twice about it. They're just going to stop. And at the end of the day, when you put a law, you're trying to curb behavior. So maybe this is effective. And unfortunately, somebody had to be, I don't even say a victim, but had to be an example of it.
Yep, don't cover your mouth. They tell you. I have no sympathy. Don't care. Don't cover your mouth.
What about if I whisper something in your ear?
Pardon?
What about if I whisper something in your ear?
Well, you could whisper something in my ear. That's different.
Then you can't whisper in people's ears anymore?
You can whisper in my ear, but don't cover your mouth. They told you. If you're going to a current,
Christina,
don't cover your mouth.
we're going to keep arguing about it over here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure we'll be speaking to you
Enjoy the
later.
hotel.
Will do. Thanks, all. Cheers.
Well, everyone, we will be back, of course, covering more World Cup coverage after this quick break, so stick with us.
What do you want to whisper in my ear, bro?
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad would want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
It's the most famous goal ever scored that shouldn't have stood. And in the modern game, it wouldn't. 6 minutes into the second half, Argentina and England are even at 0-0. The sun is beating down on the Azteca in the quarterfinal. Diego Maradona drives into the box before attempting to pass it off. The ball bounces up, and Maradona beats the goalkeeper Peter Shilton to the floating ball and heads it home. Or at least that's how it looked to the referee. The reverse angle clearly shows Maradona using his hand to punch the ball into the goal. 4 minutes later, he would go on to score what would be deemed the goal of the century. Argentina would march on to win the World Cup in 1986, and over the years, Maradona would double down, acknowledging he used his hand to score, but by then it was too late. English hearts were broken, and an infamous photo was made iconic, and another moment in the complicated legacy of Diego Maradona was etched in stone. Now, gentlemen, was this the most iconic World Cup goal to have ever been scored?
Yeah.
That one?
The most it's the most iconic, of course it is. What
iconic and controversial, really, isn't it? Because obviously, VAR and basically handled it in.
It would never stand today.
What other goal would you say is more iconic than that?
Oh, it's probably that one because they went on to win it, and because of obviously England and Argentina and a lot of history there and a lot of tension during that. So you probably have to give that.
I just think again that to show to the iconic greatness of it, we don't really talk about the second goal that he scored, which was actually the better goal.
I think that's
picking it up in his own half, running past 4 or 5 different players, taking it around the goalie and scoring. It's frightening. But because this goal is so iconic, it's got so much mystique around it. Some people say it's cheating. Some people say it's
that's what it is.
Advantage. That's why it's so iconic.
It's the controversy behind the goal, and it's lived on for so long because Argentina went on to win the World Cup as well. And also, you talk about two nations with great rivalry at the time as well, obviously political turmoil and everything. And that's the moment because the English people feel that they were cheated because it's a goal that shouldn't have stood. It was a handball. But obviously, when you look at the picture behind us, it does look like he had it. And I think this second goal here is the more iconic moment. I'd probably say that is one of the greatest goals scored in a World Cup, that second one. But it's the beauty of football. We're still talking about it now for how long it happened. And for me, this happened at the Azteca, and I was fortunate to play there. I wasn't even thinking about who I'm playing and what the game was about. It's the fact of I'm playing at Azteca, the famous stadium known historically now for the hand of God. And that was what was on my mind more than anything else, of this is where that infamous goal that happened in the World Cup, and I'm going to be playing on the same pitch in the same stadium where that occurred.
Let me ask you guys a question. If it happens to you, right? You don't mean to do it. You jump up, you pop it in with your hand. World Cup final. Are you going to go back and say, and no one knows? You're going to go back and say, I'm sorry, I touched you with my hand? Nope. Would you?
Depends what year we're living in, what time we're in the world we're in.
World Cup final. You score with your hand.
This modern,
nobody sees it.
You can't get away with this.
You're going to go to the ref and say, sorry, I touched you with my hand.
Different
Are you?
I'm coming in with face paints, drinks, beers, a lot. Hey, we
you know how I learned the game?
We won.
You know how I learned the game watching Italian football as a kid? Deceiving the ref was part of it, was a skill.
Yeah.
Deceiving the ref was a skill. Diving was a skill. Doing anything was skill. Maradona is one of the guys that I looked up to the most because obviously he played in Naples, where my parents are from. And when I saw that goal, or when I heard about this goal, I always thought to myself, how clever is that?
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, you cannot tell. Just from this angle.
But never really spoke about this because this was before I was born. So I know it wasn't for you, but for the rest of us, it was. But the point I hate about it the most is our keeper doesn't even get off the floor. Look how low he's jumped. Oh, thanks for changing it, rather than
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I said again, it's just that historic moment.
Look how high Maradona's off the floor. Got our goalkeeper, Shilton.
Shilton jumped and got shorter there.
It's literally, like you said, it's an iconic moment. It's a World Cup historic moment that's lived on for so many years, and it will still keep being discussed even after we're gone.
You know, even if this was like he headed that properly, in today's game, it'd be a foul. Look, his left foot kicked him. That's where the game's going.
And the crazy thing is that, like, that moment there...
Not true?
Oh, yes, OK. That's that generation. Let's just let that one play, OK? Let's play back in them times. That moment there is probably one of the big moments that's made the Azteca historic stadium as well.
Absolutely.
That's what it is as well.
But also, that speaks to Maradona's greatness as well. Without Maradona, you don't get Messi. Like, it's that way about it, but also, you know, every part about it, the way he used to get kicked, the tackles that were allowed, the pitches that they played on, everything about it, he was so good, so iconic. And, you know, for me, that was a little bit before my time, but from the 90s to like 2004, 2006 maybe, that was the greatest time for football, in my opinion. Now we've got some wonderful athletes that all do wonderful things, but that was a time to be appreciated.
It's still a sensitive moment for English people and English fans.
I can tell.
Very sensitive moment still.
Also, it's not his job to enforce the rules. His job is to win the game. So you're going to do whatever you can to win, right? Like, you're going to do whatever you can to, you know, do a good job or win the game or compete or whatever. So he's doing that. The ref missed it. That's on him. Yeah. It's not on Maradona. So, listen, it ended up being the hand of God, and unbelievable special moment in football history, for sure.
Well, where do you feel this ranks, Grella, in World Cup football history, this goal? Actually, let's just say this performance.
Oh, it's up there with some of the highest, for sure, because the second goal he follows this up with is even crazier. And when you talk about the political pressure that was going on between the two countries at the time, it makes it really feel more personal. I think that's why we love the World Cup too. Like, the national anthems come out before. There's a sense of pride to that. You know, what the men's national team played the other day, and they're flying Blackhawks over the stadium. I think there's a juice to it. So that game was special too.
Do you remember the video of, like, when the anthems were being sung and his face looking down the line and everything like that? Of just, as we talk about the leader, just like how Messi is similar to him, but obviously different generation again. How people were back in those days, and you could just see just the rage in his face, and just was hungry for it. And it just shows how tense that game was. But it's going to live forever.
For me, it's number one. It's the most iconic goal in World Cup. And I have to say, it's the greatest performance as well, because you think to Mbappe's hat-trick was a great performance, but it was on a losing team. They won. It gives you an extra... If you listen to SofaScore, it's an extra 10 points for that. So
it's funny, though, because you say that, but then people will just say, oh, but he cheated, it's a handball. But again, like you said...
Look at that. It looks like he's playing in my garden.
A goal's a goal, a win's a win.
Unreal.
Well, let's hear it from Nico, because, of course, he's on the ground and he also has thoughts on his fellow countrymen. Let's take a listen.
It's been 40 years since Diego Armando Maradona became immortalized in the Argentine psyche. We're talking about two of the most iconic, if not the most iconic goals in Argentina World Cup history. But to understand it even further, we need to put these goals in historic perspective, because just a couple of years before the 1986 quarterfinal between Argentina and England, both of these nations were at war in the Malvinas Islands, the Falkland Islands, off the coast of Argentina. Argentina was experiencing a military dictatorship, and the dictatorship started a proxy war to retake these islands from the English. And unfortunately, obviously, you compare the might of the Argentine army and navy compared to the English, Argentines were slaughtered. A lot of young soldiers were sent to die knowing that they were going to get killed, and they became martyrs. And Argentines gathered and found a common enemy in England created by the military dictatorship. So imagine what Argentines must have felt in 1986 when they were pinned head to head with England. And perhaps you cannot right wrongs in a football match, but you can reclaim a sense of revenge, and that's what Maradona gave to Argentina for all the fallen Argentine soldiers of Las Malvinas. And you think of the two goals, one very sneaky, almost a cheat, very conniving, very Argentine, and then the next goal, pure genius from Maradona. Those two goals, Argentina beating England, elevated Maradona's status from an extraordinary player into a god. In Argentina, it's often talked about the myth of Maradona. That day, Maradona became mythical, entering just a different level of idol, a different level of hero for Argentina, as he always did, flying the flag very proudly.
That was well said by Nico, and he's 100% right. The political climate at that time for that game took it to another level. You know, it was deeper than football, it was bigger than football, and that's why there's always been a big rivalry when it comes to England and Argentina. And you also look at following World Cups down the line when it was England-Argentina, the famous one when David Beckham got sent off for kicking Diego Simeone. And for that while, David Beckham was under a lot of abuse back home in England and this and that, because the tension and the rivalry still carries on from older generation of football fans. We've went on politically and the game, and obviously still from the hand of God. So Nico summed it perfectly well of why it's such a big rivalry and a big moment, and still a historic moment in the game of football.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everybody, we're going to take a quick break here on Golazo Match Day. Stick with us. We've got more World Cup coverage coming up next.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Golazo Matchday. 48 nations, everyone. France and Iraq is coming up soon. Let's take a look at Group I standings, though, as Norway leads at the top of the table here with 3 points, only above France on goal differential, followed by Senegal and Iraq. Now, before we look at France's lineup that we have starting today, just a reminder that you can see majority of these players on Paramount Plus during the regular season here on Paramount Plus. Adrien Rabiot, Kylian Mbappe, many players. Ousmane Dembele that we'll be able to see in the regular season here on Paramount Plus.
Even Thuram. We won't see him in the World Cup, but we'll see him on Paramount Plus, so it'll be great.
Well,
Who knows, he might get a game. Come on. Maybe.
More chance to see Mateta. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
The shade.
Wow.
All right, well, here's France's lineup against Iraq today. Is there any surprises that you guys can pick out?
Yeah.
Go on, Troy.
Oh, yeah, just three quick changes. Obviously, the left-hand side here with Digne and Barcola coming in, and then Kone in the middle. This, to me, is just a team and a lineup that says we're going to have a lot of the ball. We're not really too worried about what's coming back from an offensive point of view from Iraq. And they're going to try and overload in the wide areas. Just expect to see Barcola and Elise really high, really wide, and then Koundé and Digne underlapping inside there, and a load of forward runners because Dembele and Mbappe, they will float and they will change position. But a big one for me, Nigel, is Rabiot. I think he's a fantastic footballer that does really well. But the one thing we did see last time out against Senegal, when they've got a low block to break down, this French team struggles. It needs space in behind, it needs pace, because they've got pace and power. They want to be able to go forward quick. I think today's going to be an interesting one about how they can break it down. So Rabiot coming in from through the middle, when Elise is cutting in and putting those balls into the box, could be a real avenue for them.
Yeah, they're going to break it down today.
They're going to break it down.
I mean,
but you got
with great respect, yeah. So they should. Playing against us three. If us three went back with no games, we'd get a game for Iraq.
Barcola coming in for Doué, Digne coming in for Fernandez, and Kone coming in for Tchouaméni. So, again, it just shows about the quality and the strength in depth that this French side has, because you wouldn't really call it too much of a drop-off in the quality aspect of it. Rabiot, for me, will probably get a bit more freedom to get forward. Kone will be the one that anchors everything in there. Elise and Barcola, fantastic. They could basically take you to the byline or come inside. So much quality. But for me, it's Mbappe. It's that man there. It's all about whether he wants to stretch the pitch, how aggressive he wants to be. He made some comments at the start of the World Cup about you're going to see him work so hard. We need to continue to see him working hard. And the question that Troy says is, if you can do it here, why not do it all the time? Why not do it at Real Madrid? Why not have that same work ethic and enthusiasm? But this is a very strong French starting lineup, and they've got good strength in depth as well on the bench that can make an impact. Very interesting.
Graham, really quick for you. With Mbappe, just watching Messi score a couple, he knows obviously he's trying to chase him down. Do we see a Cristiano Ronaldo type performance where where he just wants to score, or will Mbappe just keep going about his job?
That's a tough question, because I think it's an unpopular opinion, but I think that he reminds me of a lot of Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of when he comes into a team, no matter what the team, regardless if he even wants to do it or not, it just becomes about him. He becomes a big name. He becomes such a big player and so talented that the player's obviously always going to look to him to see where he is, and they obviously know this quest that he's on to break all these goal-scoring records. So You know, obviously everything's been manufactured for him to win a Champions League, for him to win this, for him to win that, for him to break the goal scoring record. So that's just going to be what it is. He has a little bit of Cristiano Ronaldo vibe to him, more so. Just to go quickly back to the lineup, if people that are watching that are maybe not so familiar with Kone in there, he's a joke. He's an unbelievable player. Never puts a foot wrong. Powerful, strong. He's a little bit like N'Golo Kante was, but does everything. And more. Yeah, and he's just incredible. And probably a lot of people maybe haven't watched him at Roma, whatever, but when he's in the Roma team is very good. When he's not there, it's a big miss. So watch him today. You'll enjoy him.
Yeah, I mean, I think France is one of those teams that has champagne problems. Like, they have the most depth, and especially up top. And the big question coming into this match...
Not the only one I've heard.
I'm glad you said it.
Check out my channel, dude. But the big question coming into today was Doué or Barcola coming into the starting lineup. And Nige, why do you think Barcola got the nod over Doué?
He had a big impact in the set when he came on. That's the reality of it, and that's what I love about Didier Deschamps. You give an opportunity to players. Barcola had a bigger impact. Doué started the game, wasn't really impactful, didn't really make things happen. It wasn't a great performance in the first half. The funny thing about watching this PSG team from when the manager took over and changed anything, Luis Enrique, sorry, it was Barcola that was a shining beacon. He was the first one through on the scene that everyone started talking about, Barcola. Doué got an opportunity. Then from when he got his opportunity, literally took over. He became the mainstay in the PSG team. So he was the one that was the first one out. There's talks about him now in his future, whether he might go to Arsenal or some of the other big clubs. Big fan of both of them. Big fan. But I would say, if anything, Doué for me has been the one that's kind of taken over and become the better one than Barcola. But again, if you're a manager and you've got these two as options and who you start, you're in a fantastic
that's
place.
the great point of it. And also for Barcola, what he offers is pure pace and directness. Doué wants to come and get the ball short, turn, then run at you. And I think what you saw in the first half was all of their front players all saying, give me the ball, give me the ball. And they all kept coming short, and they had no threat in behind. With Barcola, he just goes, hey, I'm going to go this way. And he gives you a completely different outlet. He was the one who ran in behind, obviously gets the goal. So I think just that little tactical tweak as well, having someone willing to run without the ball, opens up the space for Dembele, for Mbappe, and obviously Elise.
And look how close their stats are. Look at how close their stats are for both different players. And like Troy said, the attributes are definitely right. One will be more willing to run in behind, the other one wants it to feet, but phenomenal talents.
Well, incredible starting lineup from France, and let's see how they shape up against Iraq. Everybody, this has been Golazo Matchday 48 Nations. We'll have more on the other side of this break next.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst